The Pittsburgh Symphony returned to Vienna amidst the first October snowstorm in 50 years. In any weather, the city center is a glittering jewel with its famous cathedral where Mozart's funeral took place. The square is a popular meeting spot and a place to make your opinion known in a protest. A stop for pastry at the Demel's coffee shop is a must, where you can watch the confections being created. For Café mit Schlag or the Wiener Melange, it's the Café Central, where regulars included Trotsky and Lenin, Freud and Hitler. At the Hotel Sacher, Vienna's most famous chocolate cake still draws crowds. In this city of museums and architectural landmarks, even the shoe is an art object in the theatrical United Nude store. Vienna is the city of Ludwig van Beethoven. He's remembered in the Beethovenplatz, with a monument across the street from the orchestra's hotel. Beethoven moved over 40 times in his Vienna years. One Beethoven House worth a visit is Mahler am Fahrplatz, near the suburbs of Nussdorf and Grinzing, where uniquely Viennese new wine or Heurigen taverns provide conviviality and accordion players.
In Nussdorf draußen, am Beethovengang.
Monday morning, it was right to work on the first of 3 programs and 4 concerts in Vienna. Rudolf Buchbinder rehearsed George Gershwin's Concerto in F. The Musikverein is one of the most beautiful and acoustically perfect concert halls in the world. The walls of the Musikverein are held up by elegant feminine figures who've enjoyed listening to Brahms, Beethoven, and Mahler since 1870. Rudolf Buchbinder is a Viennese hero. He speaks the same dialect and musical language as Manfred Honeck, whether they're performing Mozart or Gershwin.
Gershwin in the house of Brahms. My goodness.
Yeah.
Kind of unusual, is it not?
Absolutely not.
Not
Absolutely.
at all?
Not at all.
Have you played the Gershwin here before?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
So it's not new. How did it feel working with Manfred again this morning?
Always a big joy. It's a pleasure, and you know, when you breathe music together, that's the main thing. You don't have to talk too much. We don't have to meet. We just look at each other and we know what we want.
Dvorak's Ninth Symphony, The New World, is a favorite in Vienna. It's been recorded several times by the hometown Vienna Philharmonic, but native son Manfred Honeck was a hit with his Pittsburgh Symphony in Dvorak. After the concert in Manfred Honeck's dressing room, his son Joachim alerted his father it was time for a live radio report on WQED-FM.
You're now live on the air.
You're on the air.
You gotta talk to me. This is an interview.
Okay. Hello.
Joachim Honeck said the George Gershwin Concerto was a new experience.
It was overwhelming. I must say that I was more struck by the second part because it was the first time that I heard the Gershwin, and I had to come into the piece first. I love the piece, and I hope that I will listen to it much more often.
Maestro Honeck invited the orchestra's patrons and board members to his home for afternoon tea. He accompanied his daughter, Anna Maria, in a tribute to Pittsburgh Symphony Pops conductor Marvin Hamlisch. A group of symphony fans made an excursion to the nearby town of Baden, where Beethoven wrote his Ninth Symphony. In the Beethoven House, you can see his piano, his death mask, and a lock of his hair.
But Beethoven got buried at Währinger Cemetery, and 1 year later, Schubert died. He was 31, and his last wish was he should get buried next to him. But then we built the central cemetery in the second half of the 19th century, the City of the Dead.
The return bus ride from Baden is through the forest, remembered as Tales of the Vienna Woods by Johann Strauss. The Pittsburgh Symphony performed Mozart's Requiem with the tuba mirum, played by trombone James Nova from the organ loft, along with Vienna's Singverein chorus. The narrator was Viennese acting star Michael Heltau. The soloists celebrated backstage, including American tenor Paul Appleby, bass Lang Lee, soprano Sun-Hei Im, and mezzo Gerhild Romberger.
You know, all of a sudden, this hall became a church, which was really full of hearts, which was really praying for everything, and especially for people who died. And I thought of many friends of mine who died recently, and it was a very good time for me.
Was it good for you?
It's good, thank you.
You enjoyed working?
Very
Manfred?
enjoyed. Every time, really.
The American ambassador for Vienna, William Icho, was full of praise.
It was a fabulous performance.
Have you been to the Musikverein recently?
Yes, I come often, and I have to tell you, I think it's rare to see a performance like this. And I think that you heard it from the audience with encore, with just applause after applause after applause. They wouldn't stop because it was such an incredible performance. And it's terrific to see an American orchestra come to Vienna and just wow. Probably, certainly one of the most discerning musical audiences in the world, in the Golden Hall, where you have the finest orchestras in the world. This is cultural diplomacy at its best.
Board Chair Emeritus Tom Todd and wife Jamie were full of Gemütlichkeit.
If anything, hard to top that, but the last two nights with the Mahler Resurrection Symphony was absolutely glorious. Both Jamie and I had tears in our eyes both nights. It was just very, very, very special. People in Pittsburgh should be incredibly proud.
In the middle of 4 concerts, rehearsals, and a recording, nationally recognized music therapy advocate, violist Penny Brill, and cellist Adam Liu visited one of the largest children's hospitals in Europe to play for the young patients. The Steelers' fight song is always a tonic for improved health.
Now, does that sound like a polka that you know?
The main event of the Pittsburgh Symphony Residency in Vienna was Gustav Mahler's Second Symphony with the Singverein and soloists. The Mahler performances were to be recorded for a compact disc on the Exton label. The crew experimented with microphone placement at rehearsal. The chief or intendant of the Musikverein, Thomas Angian, has enjoyed the Pittsburgh visits with 4 music directors, but only a few orchestras in the world are given the honor of a multiple concert residency.
No, I don't do too many of them. I'm doing 1 or 2 every season. And I would say, in a way, it needs, first of all, a very good orchestra, a very well-known and good conductor, and interesting programs. Apart from that, this is a special season as we celebrate this year 200 years of our society, not the hall, the society. The hall is much younger.
Mahler's Second Symphony requires several offstage musical effects, including a few notes for the bassoon. They were played by Milan Turkovic, one of the world's most famous bassoonists and a former member of the Vienna Philharmonic, who joined his colleagues Nancy Goris and James Rogers from the Pittsburgh Symphony.
The score, does Mahler tell us that the bassoon part should be offstage?
I think it's actually in the score about offstage, is it not?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
It says in the front it's desired that this be played offstage, just that one little bit.
Yeah.
But logistically, as you said, impossible here.
I have in my orchestra, in my 16 orchestra years, I've never experienced
I haven't
that.
either.
We haven't either. Yeah.
During the concert, the Pittsburgh Symphony Brass watched Manfred Honeck on a video monitor for their cues to provide the offstage brass choir. On stage, the Pittsburgh Symphony and the Singverein produced a staggering sound in a very tight space. Johannes Prince has directed the Symphony since 1991. He's heard many performances of the Mahler Second in the city where Gustav Mahler once lived, directed the opera, and conducted in the Musikverein.
Manfred is a friend of mine. We studied together in Vienna, and it's so funny now to meet again, him to be a world-famous conductor and I to be the chorus conductor of those both concerts. It was wonderful. We used to be very flexible concerning the conductors, and so we did again with Manfred. There were some ideas of Manfred we were not used to do.
Now, what was different? Do you mean the additions?
Some phrasing, some short notes, but we love what we love together. I think Manfred and Mike Wire is the piano sound. We like to sing piano sounds and colorful piano sounds, and I have the impression he likes it too.
Pittsburgh Symphony Board member Helga Wehmeyer wished everyone in Pittsburgh knew how great Pittsburgh's reputation is around the world, as represented by the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra.
I was overwhelmed. I mean, I was at the rehearsal. We heard the concert in Pittsburgh, and here again I was overwhelmed with it. And of course, you have this here in the capital of worldwide music. This is classical music here. And the music was written here. Yesterday we heard the Requiem. Again I was moved. And it was so moving. It was unbelievable. And I think the orchestra in this hall, which is the epitome, this is like sleeping in the Lincoln bedroom, isn't it? So it is really brought the music to an entirely new height. I mean, it takes boldness to have a fresh approach to it. And it was extremely well accepted. We are insufficiently aware what a wonderful ambassador the Pittsburgh Symphony truly is.
Pittsburgh Symphony Music Director Manfred Honeck invited every member of the orchestra to join him for a celebratory dinner at the dance hall where Johann Strauss once conducted his Blue Danube Waltz, the Kursalon. Pittsburgh Symphony Board Chair Richard Simmons told the orchestra he loved them.
What became a community obligation has become a labor of love. I really love you guys. And
we love you too.
Principal timpanist Edward Stefan and Associate Principal Percussionist Christopher Allen heard a mighty roar from the last row at the back of the Musikverein stage.
Oh, it's a great success for the orchestra and for Pittsburgh, I think.
4 concerts, all sold out, standing room only, wonderful receptions. I hear that we've been invited back for another residency, so 4 great concerts, 1 great party. So we had a wonderful time.